Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today we're going to look at a beer from one of my favorite breweries in Japan, and that is Kyoto Brewing Company. I've reviewed a lot of beers from them. I think I've probably tasted maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of all the beers that they've produced, and they produce a lot. And Kyoto Brewing Company was founded in 2015, and it was founded by 3 foreign residents of the city. One was an American, another a Canadian, and a Welshman. And the American was actually resident in Kyoto. The other 2 were based in Tokyo and eventually moved down when they started the brewery in Kyoto. Kyoto is the ancient capital of Japan. You probably know that, and it's a beautiful city, and it's very heavily touristed these days. Kyoto Brewing is located in the Minami district of Kyoto, which is just south of Kyoto Station. You can get there in a taxi pretty quickly. In fact, you can even walk there probably 20-30 minutes or so. And in 2015, that first year, they were voted the best new brewery in Japan by Bier Best Selection, and in 2019, the best brewery in all of Japan by Bier Best also. They do have a tap room, and it's open only on weekends, so you can only go there Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoons. But in the tap room, you can sample. I think they have up to 8 taps, and they also have coolers full of beers that you can buy to take out only. So the American brewer, he studied in the U.S. and he did an internship at Lost Abbey in California, and then worked at Shiga Kogen Brewery, which is one of the finest Japanese breweries. And that was before they established. He was a home brewer too, as well, and that's when I met him. He would meet, we had a regular beer tasting group, and he would meet with us, and we would sample his home brew and give him our opinions on it. He was an excellent home brewer, and he became an excellent brewer. He left Kyoto Brewing at the end of 2023, and they hired a new head brewer whose name is James Fox, and he arrived in, I think, May of 2024. And what they have, they're at their 10th year now, and they've kind of done a reevaluation of who they are, what they are, and what they hope to become. And it's called Kyoto Brewing version 2.0. And James Fox is a brewer, brings a kind of I think a different skill set to brewing than Chris had. And so they're putting out lots of different types of beers, including the beers that I'm going to look at today. I'm going to look at a series of 3 beers, which are called their Goketsu series, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the beginning of each review. So Kyoto Brewing is definitely a place you want to visit, and I think you should, if you're a beer geek, that's definitely one of the places you want to visit if you come to Kyoto. So, okay, well, let's get to the beer. Okay, so what we have here is the first beer in the Goketsu series of beers. Goketsu is a term that kind of means hero, like superhero or Superman, something like that. And what this series is designed to do is to celebrate the latest developments in hop technology, hop growing, production, and they use some of the best hops from a very, very good producer. And primarily I think they're focusing on New Zealand hops here. And they're using thiolized yeast, which helps release the characteristics, the essence of the hops as well. It allows for more of the hop oils, hop features to come out. And they also use something called phantasm, which is a kind of thiol, what would you call it, a booster kind of thing. And what this is it's a kind of powder which is made from Sauvignon Blanc grapes, and apparently it interacts very well with the hops. So now this beer has Well, let me first talk about the. It's 7% alcohol by volume and 35 international bitter units. It costs 108. I'm sorry, 810 yen, and that would come out to $5.38 in U.S. dollar terms, and in euros, €5.18. So what about this beer here? Well, it is a, as you can see here, TDH IPA, triple dry hopped, and actually it was it was hopped 5 times, but dry hopped 3 times. So the first time it was. Let me talk about the hops real quickly here. What they're using is the base malt is Golden Promise, and they put some flaked wheat in as well. And for this, they're using Phantasm infused Motueka hops from New Zealand and Southern Cross, is it New Zealand or Australia? I'm not sure. And what they did was they put, of course, hops into the boil, the mash, and then hopped again in late boil. Then for dry hopping, first of all, in the whirlpool, which is this kind of chilling circular machine that kind of circulates the wort and cools it down. And so what they did was put hops into the whirlpool, and then the 4th edition or second dry hopping was in fermentation, and then post fermentation. So a fifth hopping, the 3rd dry hopping. So it should be full of hops here, thiolized yeast, flaked wheat, Golden Promise malt, and yeah. So let's give this a go. This kind of beer really represents a big departure for, I guess you can say, Kyoto Brewing 2.0. It really is quite different from the kinds of things they used to make. So apparently they took the 3 of them, took a trip to the U.S. and went to hop growers and checked out hops and made orders. And apparently they combined with some other Japanese craft breweries to make a larger order and get a better deal. And they also went to New Zealand as well and checked out hops there. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. This is, again, 7% alcohol, and it is 35 international bitter units, and it is a triple dry hopped hazy IPA. And as you can see, it is quite hazy, totally opaque. Light is going through, but it is certainly not transparent. I'm going to say this is pineapple juice color. What would you say? Okay, very, very thin head. Okay. Aroma. Woo. Citrus for sure. A lot of tropical fruit. I have trouble picking out different types of tropical fruit. I know the difference in taste between a guava and, say, a mango, but in aroma, it kind of blends together, and especially in something like a hazy IPA. So I guess the flaked wheat is to give the hazy element. No oats? No oats at all? Oh, okay. Yeah, flaked wheat flakes. Oh, and also grape sugar. I guess that is for the bottling, perhaps, to get the carbonation, pump it up again and get a little bit more, tiny bit more fermentation for bottle conditioning, or in this case, can conditioning. One of the features of Kyoto 2.0 is to increase the shelf life of the different beers, and so apparently they want to keep things on the shelf longer. It's better for business, I guess. And okay, so definitely tropical fruit, kind of creamy, something like onions, like green onions, a little bit stinky, but pleasant overall. Wow. Okay. I tend to dislike a lot of hazy IPAs, but if they're well made like this one, no, that's fine. tangy, citrusy. Bittering hits in the mid palate. It's kind of unusual bittering. So 35 international bittering units, but if they're using the thiolized yeast and phantasm to really extract the hop oils and the hop essence here, it really is coming out. So it feels a little bit more bitter than 35 international bittering units. Yeah. It's got a tiny bit of astringency that goes away. It finishes moderately dry. There's a touch of sweetness still lingering. So with a lot of hazy IPAs, I think I don't want more than one or more than a half, but this one I could definitely drink the entire glass or can. Very, very nice. Very interesting. 5 hopping additions, 3 dry hopping with Motueka and Southern Cross. I'm sorry, and the fifth addition, the 3rd dry hopping was Motueka Cryo and Riwaka, also down under hops. And Cryo is a kind of hop that it's been flash frozen to preserve and apparently get more hop element out of it. So they're really pushing the extraction of the hop oils in this beer. Tasty, interesting, kind of strongly more bitter than a lot of hazy IPAs and less juicy, I would think. This one deserves your attention. Okay, so the new movement, or the Kyoto Brewing 2.0, is certainly apparent in this. This is not the kind of beer you would have gotten from Kyoto Brewing, say, a year ago or so. And it is more going towards what probably was the mainstream, maybe it still is the mainstream in the U.S. So a lot of dry hopping, a lot of hop elements, hazy as well. Okay, well, that's it for today. Once again, this beer is called Kyoto Brewing Goketsu Mega Motueka triple hop IPA, a hazy IPA. And give it a try. Please do try anything by Kyoto Brewing. I hope you subscribe to the channel and leave me a message. I'd love to hear from you, and I do reply. Okay, hope things are going well with you. It's starting to warm up here just a little bit. We had a very long winter, and it seems to be almost over. Take care. Bye-bye.